Hi Jamie, it's Fiona, and I am in the guest room because, as you requested, I brought a very special guest today. She doesn't want to be here. This is my cat. Her name is Morag. The chapter starts, and Helen wakes up wearing her tiny little nightgown in Lucas's bed with the entire Delos household just looking at her. So Helen takes a shower and she comes downstairs to see the whole family, and they're all eating breakfast, including Lucas. His face lit up like Vegas when he saw her. See, when I think of Vegas, I think of gambling and prostitutes, so this doesn't really work for me at all. She and Lucas dug in with all the ferocity of two people who were literally rebuilding their bodies cell by cell. This is another person who doesn't know what literally means. So Helen goes to get her questions answered by Castor, who is the father, which I keep forgetting, and they start talking about Greek mythology. And basically the idea is there were some Greek gods and they were real. Everything in the Iliad and the Odyssey were real. And these Greek gods had sex with a bunch of mortals, and they produced these half-bloods called scions. And the scions just keep having children, except being magical is a dominant trait and never breeds out. So apparently Helen stopped seeing the Furies, which is why she and Lucas no longer are trying to kill each other constantly. Instead they got a little lerb thing going on. And Cassandra says, "We aren't completely sure why they went away. In the past, there have been rumors about pairs of scions, usually man and woman, who have found a way to be together and not see the Furies, but it's never been proven. I think it might have had something to do with saving a life. There are these things called houses, and houses are the 4 different bloodlines of the scions, and they're not as cool as Harry Potter houses or anything, but all the Delos family is from the House of Thebes, which, I don't know, that could be Slytherin or something, and they don't know what house Helen is from. So the Furies, what they're doing is they compel members of opposing houses to kill each other to pay a blood debt that they owe their ancestors. Except of course every time you kill someone to pay the blood debt, that family members of the other person get a new blood debt, and basically it never ends. Helen runs away to the beach so she can have a little cry to herself about her mother, and she runs into Lucas. He squeezed her fingers, and Helen glanced down, surprised again that they had joined hands when she wasn't paying attention. Does she ever pay attention? She didn't know who had initiated this new habit of theirs, but she realized that it would be nearly impossible to stop. She'd never held a boy's hand before, and it should have made her shy, but it didn't. It felt like the most natural thing in the world to touch him. He is a descendant of Apollo, and one of Apollo's departments of magic or something is truth, so he can tell if Helen's lying. And he says, "I've tried to explain to Jace how it feels, but I've never been able to get it right. It's almost like feeling that you get when you've lost something really important and you can't find it, but it's much worse." She and Lucas Skywalker enjoy their little frolic on the beach, and then they go back into the house, but Helen's like, "Oh, I really should get home, seeing as I was jumped and then just ran away and I haven't called my parents in a week." They get to Helen's house, and she finds her cell phone lying on the driveway from where she dropped it when she got jumped. And she realizes from the placement of everything around there that it wasn't either Lucas or Hector that jumped her, but it was actually someone else. And according to Lucas, there are 2 women who are chasing Helen. Completely out of the blue, Helen's dad pulls up in a car, and then he just starts yelling at her, because that's what fathers do. "Helen, there you are! Where the hell have you been?" And Helen's all like, "Oh my god!" And he's like, "Why didn't you get any of my calls?" And so Lucas just grabs her cell phone and just Hulk smashes it. And he's like, "Oh, her phone's broken. That's why she couldn't talk to you." Jerry, Helen's father, really hates Lucas. It's like, "It was nice to meet you, Mr. Hamilton," Lucas said as he waved goodbye and backpedaled toward his car. "Damn, I really wish you had acne, or a gland problem," Jerry replied. Lucas drives himself home, and he's in he's kind of in a bad mood, and he doesn't want to see Jace or Cassandra, so he just flies up to his bedroom window so he doesn't meet anyone on the way. I guess I missed that they could all fly. And here's where he turns into a beautiful, brooding boy hero. "What does it matter what any of us feel?" he muttered. "If I take Helen, the war starts all over again. No amount of wishing will make it different." Even while he was still possessed by the Furies in her presence, he couldn't stay away from Helen. He didn't know how to describe it. It was as though it felt wrong to be separated from her. We look forward to your next video. Oh, I'm wearing my Harry Potter shirt too, so. It's the 4 houses. Ah!